Hi everyone, and welcome back to this channel of crafting, crochet and knitting. My name is Nikki, and today I'm going to try and do something a little bit different to my usual videos. I'm going to try and do a tutorial for you guys on the ripple pattern and on the chevron pattern. So I'm not just going to tell you the pattern like some videos, I'm going to try and break it down into a more generalised form so you can pick for yourselves how big you want your chevrons and ripples to be. So yeah, I'm going to pause the video, get my camera set up in an overhead position and attempt to do a tutorial for you guys. So see you soon. Okay guys, so before I start doing this tutorial, I just wanted to show you an example of what different shaped chevrons could look like. So here we have got a 55 starting chain and a 50 starting chain, only this has got 11 stitches long sides and this has got 6 stitches long sides. So you can see that we have more peaks in this version, and we can see that they kind of pull together a little bit tighter and they're sharper peaks, whereas these are more spread out. So that's what I'm going to attempt to explain to you guys in the video. Okay, and another note before we begin, I'm going to make sure that I repeat at least 2 peaks in this pattern, because that is going to be the clearest way for you guys to see how the pattern repeats. So you guys can go ahead and do as many as you want, but I'm going to use 2 peaks or more to explain to you how this works. Okay, so the initial chevron pattern that I found meant that you needed to use a multiple of 25 as your starting chain, plus 5 at the end. So the first thing you do is you do a double crochet in UK terms into the second chain from your hook. You do another double crochet and then you miss one. Then you do 11 double crochet up the side, you do 3 double crochet into the same stitch, 11 double crochet down the side, then you miss 2, 11 double crochet up the side, 3 in the same stitch, 11 down the side, and you would repeat that, missing 2, 11, 3 in the same stitch, 11, missing 2, 11, 3 in the same stitch, 11. You would repeat that over and over until you got to the end, where you would do 11 double crochet down the side, miss 1, and then just 2 final double crochets at the end there, and the bits at the end just serve to curl it in a bit on itself. So where's the repeating pattern? Well, the repeating pattern is this 11 double crochet, 3 in the top, 11 double crochet down the side, and missing 2. So you have 11 stitches, then a 12th stitch that you work multiple times into, 11 more stitches, so that's 23 total, and miss 2, that's 25. So that's why your repeat pattern is a multiple of 25. Now strictly speaking, what's happening is you start by missing 1, you do 11 double crochet, 3 into 1, 11 double crochet and miss 1, and that's repeating. So all I've done is just shifted that over by 1 stitch in terms of how I think about the repeat. That allows me to be less confused about my ends, because then the only thing that's happening on my ends is that I've got 2 double crochets before I start my repeat pattern, and again 2 double crochets at the end before I start my repeat pattern. So there's only 2 double crochets on each side. You would think that that should mean that the starting chain should be 25 plus 4. But you just have that final 5th stitch that you use as a turning chain before you do those 2 double crochets at the start. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that I work out how to annotate the screen to be writing all of this whilst I'm talking about it. But that is why your original chevron is a multiple of 25 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. So plus 5 in total. Now that I've explained that repeat, I'm going to try and generalize it. So what that means is that I can pick any length of side I want to, let's say 6. The repeat pattern needs to have 2 of these. So however long I want my sides, I need 2 times that in my repeat pattern. But I have a miss 1 at this end, a miss 1 at this end, and a single stitch at that end that I do 3 into. So that's 3 more. 6 plus 6 plus 3. The reason why this is self-consistent is because the 2 stitches I miss at the ends are being made up in the peak because I actually do 3 stitches into 1 stitch. So I minus 1 plus 2 minus 1, and my repeat pattern always has that same number of stitches. So I can do this with any number. I can say 5 plus 5 plus 3. I can say 8 plus 8 plus 3. The pattern here is pick the length of your side, times it by 2, and add 3 for the peaks and dips. But then at the very end, when you've decided how much you want your peaks to be, you just need to add those 5 stitches to your overall starting chain. So I've unravelled the other one that I showed you guys, and I'm going to work it up now, just in the same colour. I hope you guys can see this. So we're going to chain a 6 long pattern. So I need 6 times 2, that's 12, plus 3 is 15. Then I need a multiple of 15 plus 5. So 15, 30, 45, and then I'm going to do 50 in total, adding 5 at the end there. That's what I did with my other one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. So I'm just going to pause the video while I do this. Okay, so now I've done my starting chain of 50. I'm going to start working this pattern. So the first thing I want to do is have this turning chain here, and then I want to do 2 double crochets in these stitches here. So remember, this is UK double crochets, so that's into the stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through. So there's my first 2 stitches. Actually, I think I might have just done a slip stitch at the bottom here. Let me go back. Okay, into the stitch, into the stitch. Okay, now we're going to start that repeat pattern. So we first miss 1. We then do 6 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, my apologies for being quite slow here. I haven't worked in overhead arrangement before. So now we've done that first side, you can see that there's that little peak at the end that we made, the first side. So now we're going to do a main peak and do 3 into this stitch. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then we're going to do another 6 down the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now we want to do missing 1 for the repeat pattern, but because we're going to immediately start another peak, we're going to miss the start of that one as well. So overall we're going to miss 2, and we're going to start our side in this 3rd stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and now we're at the next peak. So I'll be doing 3 into the next stitch. But I'm going to pause the video and just work my way to the end before I just show you quickly how to change direction and go back the other way. Okay, so it's curling up a little bit so it's hard to see, but I've got my repeat with 6 as my sides, my initial curl at the end, and I've just finished doing the final peak and then 6 down the side, and I'm left with 3 stitches left of my starting chain. So because the pattern is miss 1, side, peak, side, miss 1, I'm going to miss this one here, and then I've got 2 left to do the 2 double crochets into that will form that curl at the end. The good thing about the chevron design is that the pattern repeats row by row. There's no changing. So all you have to do is do a turning stitch, chain 1, turn your work, and then the second chain from the hook, which is this stitch here, I'm going to double crochet into my first double crochet into my second double crochet, and then I'm going to start my pattern repeat. So I'm going to miss one and then do 6 up the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you can see we're at the top of that second stitch that went into the peak. We're going to do 3 stitches into that one, which will then extend our peak, ready for the next round. And yeah, and then we're just going to pattern repeat. So we're going to do 6 down the sides, miss 1, 6 up the side, 3 in the peak, 6 down the side, miss 1, 6 up the side, 3 in the peak, 6 down the side. Then we're at the end of our work, so we would miss 1 and then do 2 double crochets, and we just repeat that pattern. So you can see how we can generalize it to any size side of the chevron that we want, and you can just play around with that and see which effects you like best. Maybe you prefer this tighter, shorter chevron, maybe you prefer this longer one that sort of seems a bit more spread out overall, but that is the chevron generalized design for you. So that was a tutorial on generalizing the chevron pattern. Now, I said at the start of this video how I wanted to do the tutorial on a generalized chevron and a generalized wavy pattern. However, I've seen how long this video is getting, and so what I'm probably going to do is save the generalized wavy pattern for another video. I hope you're not too mad with me. But this is such a gorgeous pattern, it will be worth the wait, I'm sure. So yes, I hope that you were able to understand my babblings about the maths of patterns. If not, ask questions in the comments. I will attempt to answer them down there for you. And yeah, I hope that you want to go away and play with that generalized pattern and work out for yourself what type of chevrons you prefer. And yeah, hopefully when I get around to doing the wavy pattern, it will be the same for you guys wanting to play with the wavy pattern. So yeah, sorry about that. I hope you guys are all well. It is well and truly getting into dingy, rainy weather season now, so not as much sort of good weather to go outside, and in some places where you can meet outside, to go and meet people outside. So yeah, I hope that you're still able to call up your friends and family, video chat with them, even though video chat can get a bit but I just hope that wherever you are, that you are doing okay, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.